Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight to learn more about the Cape to Cape track. We appreciate you taking your time out of your evening to be here. A special welcome back to our returning travellers and a warm welcome to those joining us for the first time. We hope tonight's presentation provides plenty of useful information and inspires you to explore one of Western Australia's most spectacular walking experiences. My name's Tamara and I'm the destination specialist for our Australia and New Zealand trips.
And my name's Troy and I work in the operations team and also look after any Mornington Peninsula visitors that come down and do the hikes around this area. This evening, though, we'll be focusing on the Cape to Cape track, covering both our guided departures, which we operate annually, and our range of self-guided itineraries. We'll explore what makes this iconic trail so special, what you can expect on the walk, and the different ways you can experience it. We've both been lucky enough to walk this track, with Tamara completing it most recently in April, doing it solo and self-guided, and myself during wildflower and whale season last October on the group guided trip with Malcolm. Thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat as we go and we'll answer them at the end. There's also a special spot prize up for grabs for those that are paying attention to some details. So let's get started.
All right, how to get there? Our flight options, the most convenient option is to fly directly into Busselton Airport, and for self-guided trips, hire a car from there. Currently, Jetstar is the only airline operating direct services flights available from Sydney and Melbourne only. Alternatively, you can fly into Perth Airport, and from Perth you can either hire a car, which is our recommended option, or travel by bus. The bus journey takes approximately 5 to 6 hours depending on traffic and stops along the way.
For our guided trip, guests will meet in Perth CBD the morning of your first day's walk around 7:30 a.m, where you'll be met by Malcolm, your guide, and Arnold, your driver. From there, you'll travel by bus directly to Yallingup. A pre-night stay in Perth is advisable because of this early start on day one. Margaret River is located approximately 3 to 3.5 hours drive south of Perth and just 40 minutes from Busselton Airport.
For self-guided walkers, we definitely recommend hiring a car because your own vehicle gives you flexibility to explore the beautiful Margaret River region at your own pace, including the beaches, wineries, restaurants, and local attractions. It also simplifies the logistics. So on all your walking days, you'll drive to the end point of each day's walk, where your driver will meet you and transfer you to the trailhead. You'll then walk back to your vehicle, obviously, and it eliminates an additional transfer. So all our self-guided itineraries include 1 transfer per day. We can include 2 transfers per day at an additional cost. However, it works out cheaper hiring a car than adding an additional transfer into the itinerary. When I walked the track in April, having a car was extremely convenient, and seeing the car at the end of a long day's walk was a really good feeling. I could jump in and take off and not having to wait for another transfer. So I'd highly recommend it if it's available to you.
Make sure you put your car keys in your bag before you leave.
I was always checking that.
So we walk the track from north to south, beginning at Cape Naturaliste Lighthouse in the north, and then finish at Cape Lewins Lighthouse in the south. So let's take a closer look at our guided Cape to Cape departure for this year. We operate 1 guided departure each year during spring, with our 2026 departure commencing on the 14th of October. There's several reasons why we choose to run this trip in spring. Western Australia is recognised as one of the world's biodiversity hotspots, and at this time of the year, the Cape to Cape track is at its most vibrant. The coastal heathlands burst into colour with spectacular wildflowers, native orchids, and unique plant species found nowhere else on Earth. Spring also coincides with the annual whale migration. So as you walk along the coastline, there's numerous vantage points where you may spot humpback whales travelling along the coast, often with calves. Seeing whales from the trail is a truly memorable experience, one of the highlights of walking the Cape to Cape in spring. Breakfast and lunches are included on this trip, and we intentionally leave most dinners at your leisure, allowing you the flexibility to choose from Margaret River's fantastic range of restaurants, wineries, and local dining experiences. Your guide, Malcolm, will often organise a group booking at a local venue, and guests are welcome to join if they wish. Dinner is included on night 2, as we found many guests were tired after their first big day of travel, as well as their first day on the track, and day 2 seemed a much better option. A special farewell dinner is also included on night 7, providing a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the week's achievements together. And then on the final day, we'll enjoy a farewell brunch at the Goose in Bustleton. Following brunch, you'll then have some free time to explore Bustleton, stroll along the foreshore, or take a walk on the famous Bustleton Jetty, the longest timber pile jetty in the Southern Hemisphere. The bus will drop the group back in Perth CBD mid to late afternoon, and then we recommend a post-night stay in Perth that evening and flying out the following day, just to be on the safe side.
The Cape to Cape track is 135 kilometres long, with several designated access checkout points along the route. So if you're concerned about an injury or you find that you're unable to complete the day's walk, our driver Arnold can collect you from one of these locations and transfer you to your accommodation. The terrain is varied and provides an engaging walking experience throughout the journey. So underfoot, you can expect a mix of soft sand, firm beaches, limestone and granite rock platforms, cliff-top trails and shaded tracks through the magnificent Burrup to Karri Forest. We walk the track, as mentioned, north to south, which generally means the sun is behind you for much of the journey. And even though it may not feel like it on some days, there is a gradual trend of downhill. So it makes or towards, Cape Leeuwin, which is great. The final 2 days include the longest sections of beach walking, which is approximately 6 to 7 kilometres of beach walking each day, and that's just the last 2 days of the walk. We strongly recommend preparing for these sections before your trip. So if you've got access to beaches where you live, training on soft sand can be very beneficial and will make the experience more enjoyable. Most walking days include some sort of beach walking, perhaps up to 1 to 2 kilometres per day. It's just those last 2 days that are sort of quite the longest days. Boots with good ankle support is recommended or are recommended.
So this is Malcolm on your screen. Our guided trip is led by our wonderful guide, Malcolm, who has walked the Cape to Cape track countless times and knows it exceptionally well. His passion for the region, combined with his extensive knowledge and great personality, makes him a favourite among our guests. Malcolm brings the trail to life through his fascinating insights into the area's diverse landscapes, rich history, unique flora and fauna, and the natural forces that have shaped this spectacular coastline. His sense of humour and approachable nature ensure that every day on the track is both informative and enjoyable. Supporting the trip is our driver Arnold, who also has extensive local knowledge and is always happy to share recommendations and stories about the region. Arnold has a particular passion for Margaret River's renowned wine industry and can offer valuable insights into the area's wineries, vineyards and local produce. Together, Malcolm and Arnold make a fantastic team, ensuring guests enjoy a seamless, memorable and enriching Cape to Cape experience. All right, for those that have been listening, spot prize time. We've got a pair of gators up for grabs. If you can name the 2 lighthouses that we've mentioned already, where the Cape to Cape track starts, the lighthouse where it starts from, and the lighthouse where it finishes in the south. If you can just put your answers in the chat, and then I will pick a random correct answer at the end of the presentation.
We'll announce the winner at the end. Yeah, good one. Let's chat about self-guided itineraries. So we offer 2 full-track self-guided itineraries, a standard option and a deluxe option. Both are 8-day trips and following the same walking itinerary, allowing you to experience the very best of the Cape to Cape track at your own pace. The first day, our walking day is 14 kilometres, making it possible for walkers to arrive in Yallingup on the morning of your trip and begin walking. So alternatively, we can arrange a pre-night stay accommodation in Yallingup or recommend a hotel that will suit your preferences. The main differences between the 2 trips are the accommodation and meal inclusions. So on our deluxe trip, you'll enjoy upgraded accommodation and cafe-style breakfasts and gourmet packed lunches. You'll also experience 2 different locations. So we book you into 5 nights accommodation in Margaret River and 2 nights in Augusta. And our standard itinerary, that includes 7 nights in Margaret River in comfortable motel-style accommodation, but the rooms are really spacious. And continental breakfast hampers are provided in your room, which is actually quite handy as it gives guests an opportunity to start their day earlier and not have to wait for cafes to open. So that benefits a lot of walkers. Me in particular, I actually like walking earlier on in the day, particularly in the warmer weather. Lunches are included each day and collected from a local bakery on your way to the trail each morning. Whichever option you choose, we base guests in comfortable, private ensuite accommodation located within easy walking distance to the shops, cafes and restaurants. Getting around, as mentioned earlier, we highly recommend hiring a car either from Perth or Busselton airports. Firsthand, I experienced it. It just gave me the flexibility to explore the region. I saw so much more than I would if I didn't have a car, and I enjoyed everything. You just get to enjoy it more. Having that flexibility. Many guests appreciate being able to walk at their own pace without needing to meet a scheduled transfer at the end of the day. Your vehicle will be waiting for you when you finish your walk, allowing you to continue exploring the area at your leisure. There are plenty of attractions to enjoy after the day on the trail, including winery visits, cave tours, local galleries, beaches, and of course, the region's famous chocolate factories for those sweet tooths. While public transport options are available and we can arrange additional transfers if required, hiring a car is often the most convenient and cost-efficient option. One of the great advantages of our self-guided walks is being supported by our experienced local driver. Sai and his team have extensive knowledge of the area and the surrounding region, and they are always available to assist you if plans need to change. So if you're feeling tired, carrying an injury, or simply prefer a shorter day, alternative walking options can be arranged to ensure that you still enjoy the experience. We can also add a rest day into the itinerary at any given day, and that will give you the opportunity to explore or just recharge for the rest of your journey.
We also run a 10-day meal up trail itinerary, which is the full track plus an extra day from Old Dunsborough to Cape Natural East Lighthouse on day one. From this, you'll get a taste for turquoise bays and white sandy beaches, which is a great way to start your Cape to Cape experience. On this itinerary, you stay 3 nights in Yallingup or Dunsborough, 4 nights in Margaret River and 2 nights in Augusta. We also include a rest day, day 6, so while you're staying in Margaret River. Breakfasts are also included in this itinerary.
And we've also put together a 5-day highlights trip. This is a very popular one, which captures the best parts of the track and includes shorter walking distances. I think the longest day is 14 kilometres. So this trip is perfect for those who want to walk part of the day and experience the Margaret River vibe the other half. We book our clients into a lovely guest house in the middle of Margaret River, so walkable distance to everything, for 4 nights, and the owners there provide a really lovely experience with providing breakfast with local Margaret River produce. A packed lunch is also included each walking day. I actually stayed at the guest house whilst I was in Margaret River recently, and it's extremely comfortable. It's very quaint. The owners are lovely. The owner's actually a chef, so he cooks the breakfast for the guests, and it was a really lovely experience. The trail is really well signposted with posts such as you can see in this picture. We also have access, all guests will have access to the Raw Travel app, which has a navigation system as a backup. I always kept my eye on the app and followed the blue dot just to make sure I was going the right way. But overall, the signage is really accurate. And for self-guided walkers, you will be briefed each day from the driver, and they will provide details on the track and information that you should be aware of.
And here's a couple of examples of screens that you'll see with our Raw Travel app. Each time you'll get a day-to-day route, which is that first picture there, and then the accompanying that will be an elevation profile as well. So you'll get this app about a month before you leave, so you can get used to it a little bit, download it, have a look at it, work out where you're going day to day. And then once you're at the track proper, you can click on Start Hike, and then your blue dot should pop up, and just like Google Maps, you'll be moving along the route wherever you go. And then also, if you want to flick screens or just have a quick look at any steep sections coming up, then your blue dot will also move you along that elevation profile as well. There's also more information on that app as well, like day-by-day itineraries, details of accommodation, which meals are included and from where. There's also emergency contact information, as well as any other important information such as weather updates. There'll be some areas on the trail where there's no phone service. However, your navigation app operates without phone signal, and generally we encourage people to turn their phone to aeroplane mode, and then that'll save your battery and the app will still work fine. If you're still nervous about your battery, then obviously if you've got a portable charger, then it's a good idea to bring that as well.
For both guided and self-guided trips, we book our guests into high-quality accommodation, just a short stroll from the heart of Yallingup, Margaret River and Augusta. By basing our guests in these vibrant town centres, you will have easy access to excellent selection of restaurants, cafes, wineries, breweries, and the excellent charm and relaxed atmosphere that makes the Margaret River region so special. Single supplements are available, but subject to availability.
So whenever I travel, I'm also about the food, and the good news is you won't be going hungry on this trip. For the guided trip, breakfast, lunches, and 2 dinners are included, and the guide will also have snacks available throughout the day, such as muesli bars, fruit, or trail mixes. There will also be rest stops each day where we'll be offered a hot drink and snacks as well.
Most of our self-guided itineraries include breakfast and lunches. We don't include dinners, just simply because there's a lot of choice involved, and guests have previously let us know that they prefer to choose and have their options there. There are plenty of cafes, restaurants and available wherever you're staying.
So the breakfasts vary depending on the accommodation and may be provided as either a continental breakfast hamper or cafe-style breakfast. Continental hampers typically include cereal, fresh bread with spreads, yogurt, juice, and seasonal fruit. At selected properties, you'll enjoy a cafe-style breakfast with a choice of hot or continental dishes from an a la carte menu. Whichever option is provided, you'll start each day well-fueled and ready for the walk ahead.
For our guided trip, you'll have a choice of a roll, wrap, or salad and snack or treat if desired, all from local cafes. And for our self-guided walks, we source lunches from 2 different providers depending on which trip you choose. For our standard trip, lunches are arranged through a local bakery in Margaret River. You'll collect that on the way to the trail each morning. There is plenty of variety, including rice paper rolls. I had sushi while I was there. It was delicious. Banh mi rolls, as well as delicious treats such as the banana bread was really lovely too, and muffins. The bakery also offers hot drinks, so if you wanted to grab a coffee in the morning, that's available. Our deluxe trip includes cafe-style packed lunches, which typically features what you can see in the picture there. So a wrap or a roll or salad, there's all those choices, plus a bliss ball, fresh fruit, trail mix, and a bottle of juice. All lunch options are generous and designed to keep you well fueled and satisfied throughout the day's walk. Most dietary requirements can be catered for. We have graded the Cape to Cape track as moderate to strenuous. A good level of fitness is recommended, ideally some previous multi-day walking or trekking experience. The longest day is 24 kilometres and the last 2 days are 21.5, but they've got those long beach walking days, so between 6 and 7 kilometres of beach walking. For me, the most challenging part of the walk was just the uneven surfaces. I found underfoot, like it was ranging from sort of rocky, uneven, soft sand, and without good ankle support, you could find that you'd probably get, sore feet and ankles. So yeah, definitely required a good boot there. You can expect to walk 5 to 7 hours per day across varied terrain, including cliff-top trails, forest tracks, rocky sections, and soft sand beaches, as mentioned. While some sections are relatively gentle, others are more undulating and feature steeper climbs. As you will be carrying a day pack with your water and food, which is obviously quite heavy, a reasonable level of fitness is required.
Walking for several hours on consecutive days is often quite different from a typical day-to-day exercise routine. So we encourage guests to undertake some physical preparation before the trip, training on hills, walking with the equipment you plan to use, especially your hiking boots, and building up to longer walks over varied terrain will help prepare you. The better prepared you are, the more comfortable and enjoyable your journey along this spectacular coastline will be. So the Cape to Cape track can be enjoyed year-round, although the most popular walking seasons are spring, late August, early November, and autumn, late March through to mid-May, when temperatures are generally mild and conditions are ideal for hiking. As with any outdoor destination, however, the weather can be unpredictable, and it's important to be prepared for a range of conditions. So rainfall is possible at any time of the year, even during the warmer summer months. So carrying appropriate wet weather gear is always recommended.
Winter brings cooler temperatures and significantly higher rainfall, with average rainfall levels approximately doubling compared to the drier, warmer months. However, for those who don't mind a little bit of rain, winter can offer dramatic coastal scenery, lush landscapes, and fewer people on the track.
The Cape to Cape track appeals to a wide range of walkers, offering a unique blend of spectacular coastal scenery and generally accessible walking conditions. It is best suited to active nature lovers who enjoy combining time outdoors with the comfort of well-supported travel experiences.
So packing and preparation, you'll need to bring all your gear with you, but you'll obviously only be carrying a day pack on the trek. From my recent experience on the track, a good waterproof boot with ankle support, as I've mentioned before, is a must. I also recommend hiking poles, as there are narrow sections of the track with some built-up shrub and trees, and hiking poles can navigate through those sections, also provide support on uneven surfaces. And lastly, long sleeves and pants or gaiters, just to protect your skin from sharp leaves, twigs, or foliage through those narrow sections. Essential items to bring, I've just noted a couple of things. Water, obviously, particularly on hot days. Phone with a really good camera or a camera. And then rain jacket, layers such as a long sleeve, sun hat, waterproof pants for those wetter days, spare pair of woolen socks, warm jacket and hat, high factor sunscreen, blister pads. Well, hopefully you don't get blisters, but just in case, sunglasses, towel and swimwear for the warmer months. Travel documents. I found lip gloss really handy, and binoculars or hand sanitizer, and a torch. Our Cape to Cape destination guide also has a list of packing suggestions. Another handy hint, if you apply a small amount of talcum powder or baby powder to the bottom of your feet in the morning before putting your socks on, that would reduce the amount of sand sticking to it. For those who plan to take their shoes off during those longer walking days, which I did, I know that you did as well. Yeah, because break it up a bit. That was a really handy thing to do.
So the Margaret River region offers so much more than just world-class wine and spectacular walking trails. With its stunning location, towering forests, fascinating caves, exceptional food and charming country towns, there's plenty to discover before or after your walk. So some of the region's highlights include the wineries, the local breweries and distilleries, artisan producers of cheese, chocolate, olive oil and honey. There's caves and underground wonders such as Mammoth Cave, Lake Cave and Jewel Cave.
The Bustleton Jetty, which is obviously extremely well known. It's also got an underwater observatory there. Local markets, mainly focusing on the Margaret River and Dunsborough area there, showcasing fresh local produce and artisan products. Arts and culture, a wonderful collection of art galleries, studios, local craft shops that reflect the region's creative spirit. Whether you're interested in food or wine or nature or local culture, the Margaret River region offers something for everyone. Time for questions.
Let's go through some questions. All right. First one. So some guides race off and want everyone to keep up. Is Malcolm like this?
Oh, good question.
Thanks for that, Brodwin. So, complete opposite. He'll always be turning around, looking back, or end up walking behind you because he's full of information, Malcolm, and he doesn't want anyone to miss out on on all his knowledge. So he will make sure everyone's close by.
Loves a chat.
Loves a chat. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no. So he'll definitely look after all levels of speed or fitness, all that kind of stuff.
If there's any wildflowers out, I'd say you'd be pushing Malcolm along. Probably be the other way around, probably.
Oh dear. He'll be holding you up.
Yes.
What are the max number of guests you take on the guided trip? Good question. So 12 is a maximum. So yeah, we just keep it to small numbers for the guided trip. So yeah, 12 is a maximum.
Another good question. Are sandflies an issue?
Did you experience any? I certainly didn't in autumn.
No, I didn't have any either. No, I'd say even though you're walking on the beach all the time.
I mean, possibly in winter, but you'd have to, I mean, we always recommend repellent, all that kind of stuff.
They might have come out at dusk, but we were done every afternoon by 3-4 o'clock at the latest.
Yeah.
So maybe we were too early for them.
Yeah, I didn't experience any flies really at all in autumn, but yeah, certainly no sandflies.
Nope. All right. Here we go.
Oh,
what everyone's been waiting for. Winners of the Gators. Well done. Correct answers. Julie Elkin, you won a set of these.
Julie Elkin.
So well done, Julie. Can you please email us to let me know your address, and we'll flick that out to you probably tomorrow.
Sounds good.
So thanks for spending part of your evening with us. It's been a pleasure to share some details of our Cape to Cape itineraries with you.
For those who are interested in the guided trip to Parning this year on the 14th of October, we do have a special offer coming out tomorrow, but you'll have early access to it. If you book by the end of this month, so the end of June, or until sold out, that is, you will receive $200 per person off your booking. So, yeah, if you've got any questions or further questions, or you'd like to discuss anything further with me, you can reach me on that email address displayed on the pic there, or give me a call at any time. I'd be happy to chat with you. And thanks again, and we can't wait to see you on the Cape to Cape Trail.
Thanks, everyone.